Welcome to Yoga with Britta. Today we have an awesome class to help you stand a little taller, and at the end I'll share some tips for better posture. As you can see, we're going to have a few props today. If you don't have a laundry basket that looks like mine, you can use a stool or a block or a couple of blocks, and that should work just fine. Let's begin seated with some dynamic movements. Begin with one arm up and bring it over. We're just going to flow through this warm-up. Let's do some arm circles to the back. Open up the chest. Let's do them to the front. It feels best to my shoulders if I have my arms like this. Get some movement in the upper back. Interlock the fingers. Face the palms towards the ceiling. Lean back. Stretch to the side. And breathe. Stretch to the other side. And breathe. Okay, bring the arms out to the side and start doing the cat and cow movements of the spine. Pick up the pace a little bit. Leave the arms out to the side and begin to twist. Let's incorporate the breath. Let's begin some body circles. 3 each direction. Back the other way. I think I did a 4th one here. Now we're going to do something new. We're going to do sitting hip circles. So place the hands on the hips and do some circles. It's a great exercise for the low back, adding mobility to the low back. Reverse the other way. All right, shake it out. Do any extra movements that you may need. And place the hand over the navel and the hand over the heart. Close the eyes and take 2 breaths. Center yourself for today's practice. Come up to standing on the side of the chair for our sun salutations. The first one we'll go through very slowly. Reach the arms out, up and back. The second time through, we'll go quicker. Opening the chest, feeling the shoulders down and back. Hinge forward from the hips. And with a flat back, come down till the hands are on the seat of the chair. Rooting the feet into the ground, feeling very strong and steady, looking forward. And come down to forearms to get into a deeper stretch with the hamstrings. Lengthen the spine. Press into the palms and take 1 step back with each foot and press back into downward dog. Come back up to to the chair, come back into forearms. Press back into the chair, come up to standing, reaching the arms out, up and back. And bring the hands together at heart center. And prepare for round 2. Interlock the thumbs, sweep the arms out, up and back. Hinge from the hips, come forward. Stay here or come into forearms. Press back through the palms, take a step back with each foot, push into downward dog. Step back up to the chair, down to forearms. Push back through the arms, bend the knees, stretch the arms out, up and back. Meet the hands together at heart center. Take a breath here. And release. For our first pose, you will need a strap. Bring the arms up overhead. Release the strap with the left hand, so it's being held in the right. Bend the right arm down and the left arm back around, so you can take a hold of the strap with each hand, and then start to walk the hands together as close as they can get. Opening the chest, and breathe. This arm position is perfect for working on posture because it keeps the heart forward. Release the bottom arm first, and then the top. Arms back up. Left bends down. The right one bends around and up. Take hold of the strap and walk the hands together as close as they can get. And breathe here. Opening the chest, opening the heart. Release the bottom arm first, then the top. For our first pose for our flow, we're going to be getting into Warrior 1. Both feet facing forward. Take a lunge in the front. Bring the arms up in alignment with the ears. You can always have one arm up and one hand on the chair. While we're in this pose, I want you to focus on elongating the neck, keeping the shoulders down and back, but strong. Feel the strength in the shoulders. Then bring the hands to the seat of the chair. Take a step back and come into downward dog. Elongate the spine in this pose. Forward into plank. While we're in plank, make sure to keep the shoulders strong. Push down hard into the chair. Elongate the neck and look forward. Step back up to the chair and take a wide leg stance. Come down to forearms into Prasarita. While we're in Prasarita, focus on elongating the spine and get a nice stretch to the hamstrings. Stay here for 3 breaths. Press into the palms, come back up to standing, and back into Warrior 1. We're going to do that again, Adding just a little bit, and then we'll switch to the other side. Remember to focus on the shoulder blades being down and back. Come forward into downward dog, take a step back. This time, look forward towards the chair instead of towards the mat. You should feel it in your upper back. Push into plank, keeping the gaze forward. Step back up to the chair. Now I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what we're doing, but you can do this towards the chair. We're going to come into goddess pose. So the wide leg stance, like we were doing for Prasarita. Bend the legs, bring the arms up into goddess. If this is too much, you can always sit in the chair and do this exact same posture. Press the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, hold tension there in the upper back, and breathe. See if you can sink a little bit lower when you take the breaths. Now do some pulses with the shoulder blades. All right, so come back up to standing, shake it out, then put the legs wide again. Bring the arms out straight in front of you and reach forward. Kind of like we do when we're doing chair pose, but the legs are staying relatively straight, just a slight bend in the knees. Now, lift the arms up and the chest at the same time, like this. Pointing the chest up a little higher as the hands go up. Bring them down. I'm going to demo this from the side. Bring the arms down. Lean forward a little bit. Chest comes up as the arms come up. You should feel this in the mid-back, possibly the low back, and down. I'm going to come back to facing forward. We'll do it one more time. Lean forward, bring the arms up and the chest at the same time, leading with the heart. And release. Now we'll do this all on the other side. Come back in to warrior one, this time with the left leg in front. Shoulders are down and back, feeling strong. Bring the hands to the seat of the chair, step the leg back, push into downward dog. Remember to breathe. Come forward to plank. Find strength in the core and in the back. Step forward into a wide leg stance. Stay here or come down into Prasarita. Press through the palms, come back up to standing. Step back into warrior one with the left leg in front. Let's do it again with our little addition. Come back into downward dog. Forward into plank. This time, making sure to look straight ahead, elongating the neck, feeling strong through the arms and shoulders. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Step back up to the chair and come into goddess pose. I'll show you from the front again. You can do this with the chair, taking a hold of it at any time you need. And breathe here. Remember to push back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lead with the heart. Lift through the sides of the ribs. Create a little more space for breath. Now straighten the legs up, bring the arms forward, reach forward, keeping the knees slightly bent, and bring the arms up and point the chest up as well. Bring them back down. I'll show you from the side again. Arms out, lean forward, point the chest up and raise the hands. This is a very strengthening move for the whole back. Bring them down. We'll do it one more time. Reach forward, lift. And relax. Now we'll do a seated sequence. We will need our props handy. Grab the strap. We're going to once again practice those Gomukhasana arms. Start with the right arm coming down, left one coming around. Walk the hands together and breathe. As you breathe, expand through the sides of the rib cage. Release the bottom hand first. We'll do it one more time on the other side. Left arm bends down, the right arm comes around. Walk the hands together and breathe. And release the bottom arm first. You can set the strap aside, we won't need it again. And take the legs a little bit wide. Reach the arms out in front of you, stretch forward. We're going to practice those same arm and chest lifts as we were doing standing. Come back down, reach forward, raise up. Come back down, push forward, raise up. Last time. And release. Now is the time where you're going to need a block or a stool or a laundry basket or anything that will work. Bring the legs out wide, find a good, steady, solid seat. And this is going to be our seated prasarita. So find where you're comfortable today. If it's here, that's fine. Come down farther, that's fine too. If you feel like you want to stretch farther down, you can put your hands on a block or 2 blocks. Or if you'd like, you can go all the way to the floor and walk the hands forward. Really release the spine. I'm going to go back to this to show you. So in here, you can even push forward with your stool or laundry basket and feel that release in the spine. Push back up with the hands, bring them to your knees, come back up to seated. Now, a key point of posture is core strength. So we'll scoot back in the chair and work on a little bit of core strengthening. So let's start by bringing your leg out and holding it, and switch. And now bring up the opposite hand to leg. If you're not feeling it in your core, try and lift the leg slightly more out of the seat. And you'll feel a little bit more. Now bring both hands out as you continue one leg at a time. Both legs together. This is our version of boat pose. If you want more of a core workout, scoot a little bit forward on your seat, lean a little farther back, and bring them up again. Or one at a time, whatever gives you that core workout that's appropriate for you today. Remembering fitness can change daily. And come back down. Windmill the arms back, take a hold of the seat, and now we'll do camel pose. Look up, push into your seat, keeping the shoulder blades down and back, doing a back bend through the spine. I'm going to move my chair to the side so you can see. Swimming the arms back, taking hold of the chair. Strength in the arms, leaning back. And relax. Alternatively, sit all the way back with a little bit of cushion. Bring the arms back around and bend over the back of the chair. Let's do 3 breaths. Heart is forward. Feel the rise and fall of the ribs. And relax. Let's move into our twist, and then we'll talk about standing posture. Bring the arm around. The arm will take hold of the leg. Pull yourself into a twist. Unwind. Same thing on the opposite side. Four breaths here. And come back around. Time for the tips on standing posture. Move the chair to the side. So this is a common posture that I find myself in. It's not horrible, but my neck is a little more forward. My shoulders are a little more rounded. This is kind of my normal day-to-day thing, but when I catch myself, I always try and improve what I'm doing by bringing my heart forward, lifting through the ribs, and checking in with my shoulders to make sure stress doesn't have me hunching them, and they're down and back. And then finally, pulling my chin in slightly. It's a very small movement, but it brings my neck into a better balance. So this is kind of a normal pose for me. And then I shift. I'm a little taller. Lifting the ribs pulls some weight off of my internal organs. Pushing my head back just a little bit gives me a little bit more balance and it feels a little nicer in the neck. So let's try it. Lift the rib cage. To me, it feels like I'm expanding my ribs out. Bring the heart forward. So it's a little bit of a chest lift. As you lift the ribs, try pushing your chin back just slightly. If you feel like you're going back too far, you'll feel like the head is falling back. If you're too far forward, you'll feel the weight of the head pushing down on the neck. Finding the optimal spot for you takes a little guesswork until you get to a place where you feel like the head is not really putting extra pressure on the neck. All right, let's practice it one more time. Ribs, forward, forward with the heart, shoulders down and back. Find a good place that balances your head and your neck. And then, after you've practiced standing like this for a little while, try walking with it, but remember to move your arms. It takes a little practice. You can do the same thing in the chair. Let's try it one time together. Ribs, lead with the heart, and balance the neck. I hope that helps you with your standing posture. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. Namaste.